You're smart, you're ambitious, you're doing all the things, but you still feel like you're behind. And it's not because you're broken or you're doing anything wrong. It's because you're stuck in a system that rewards burnout. We're going to dismantle the lie of the hustle culture, and I'm going to show you how to reclaim your time, your energy, and your impact with a rhythm that actually works. I'm the Get It Done Diva, and welcome to Habits Not Hustle. If you've been feeling overworked, overwhelmed, and on the edge of burnout, you're in the right place. This little mini series isn't about hacks or quick fixes, it's about building a system that works with you, not against you. Most busy professionals that I work with, they're not lazy, they're overloaded. They're constantly moving, constantly reacting. It feels like you're doing everything right, but not making the progress you want to. Does that sound familiar? There's a reason for that. You're caught in what I call the vicious spin cycle: desperation, fixation, and burnout. And it starts when you feel behind. It might be financial or time, and it leads to desperation and frantic action, usually without clear intention. From there, you fixate on outcomes instead of systems, and then burnout hits. And the worst part, you blame yourself. I've lived it. 6 months in bed with adrenal burnout, watching the dreams I had for my business shrink smaller and smaller until I realized the problem wasn't me, it was the hustle mindset. And now I help women step off of that treadmill. We move from burnout to breakthrough by building daily habits that create structure with soul. And here's the thing: greatness is a habit, not a hustle. And when you adopt daily habits that support your energy, clarity, and creativity, you stop reacting and you start leading. When you feel refreshed, you're magnetic. Clients want to work with you. Opportunities start showing up. You finally feel like the version of yourself you were meant to be. You might be thinking, but Marianne, how do I actually get off the hamster wheel? I've got deadlines. I've got people counting on me. I don't have extra time to spare. That's exactly why this series exists, because this isn't about doing more. It's about creating less friction, more focus, and habits that run on autopilot. You don't need a 4-hour work week. What I'm inviting you into is something even more powerful and realistic: the 4-hour or less workday. For most of us, we have about four prime hours a day when our brain and our body are sharp. The problem is we waste those golden hours on everyone else's priorities. We're going to change that in this series. I'll teach you 6 core habits: own your day, money-making activities, content creation, learning and growing, power hours, and the daily rewind. And a bonus habit that's going to boost your productivity by up to 23%. Each of these habits takes between 5 to 15 minutes. And yes, you can build a system that fits into your busy day. In these videos, I've nailed it down. I've really looked to see the top daily habits that will increase your productivity and your focus in just a few days. And it's a big promise, but I'm confident that I can deliver on that. If you apply these 5 habits to your day for just a few days, you'll already notice a massive impact. By integrating these simple habits into your routine each day, you're going to be able to increase your focus, set clear intentions, and end your day feeling 10 times more productive. This video training goes beyond productivity tips and hacks. I really find those are like band-aids. So I prefer to think of habits as sustainable. We want to move from hustle to habit. I've written a book all about this. It's a #1 bestseller called Daily Momentum. And it's all about how to increase your productivity, not by checking things off your list, but by developing daily habits around key metrics that you can track on a daily basis. The power of habits. Let's talk a little bit about habits to start with. Why habits? Because habits allow you to be efficient. When you're going to do something in a way that you are going to think of approaching it in a repeatable manner, you're going to set up something in a much more efficient way. To say it even simpler, if you think of yourself doing a task and you're thinking you're going to do it one time, you're not necessarily going to do it very efficiently. If I told you, go ahead and make a shirt, a white cotton shirt, get the fabric and the pattern and go ahead, make that. If I told you to make one of them, you'd stumble through it and it wouldn't be very efficient. And if it were me, it wouldn't look very good at the end of it. When we make something for the first time or we're just going to make one off, we're not thinking in the same way as when we think we're going to do something that we will repeat regularly. Now, if instead I told you I want you to figure out how to make a white cotton shirt in this particular style, and I want you to make 100 of them every day, you're going to be much more efficient. Just approaching something with the mindset of it being a habit, you'll approach it differently. You're going to be more efficient with your thinking, and that's going to mean that you will be better at spending the valuable resource of your time. The other thing is predictability that comes with habits. There's a predictability for yourself that is really nice. It gives you peace of mind to know there's a familiarity, there's a comfort to that for yourself. When you know when you come home that you're going to do a series of habits, you'll feel a flow. It just feels good to have habits. Even when they're negative habits, it's very comforting. It's also great for your clients and customers because predictability screams professionalism. If there's a habit you have for how you onboard new customers or clients, or if there's a habit in how you receive your products or services, a habit of how your service is delivered, this is a wonderful way to show how professional you are. So predictability is another benefit of habits. Now, there's long-term success that comes from habits. Habits are a culmination of actions, regular actions. And I'm a big believer in daily actions so that you can take small steps but make really big changes with incremental little tasks. As little as 15 minutes a day, which I'm going to be talking about in some of the habits I'm sharing with you. If we want to make big changes, grow professionally, and shift out of time scarcity and into time freedom, we're going to need a different approach. I want you to really think about this being a long haul. Habits allow us to do that. When we've got a sustainable habit, instead of just binging on action, then we're able to achieve bigger milestones in our professional and personal life, and honestly, achieve them much quicker than if we just binged on action. Then we burn out and stop doing anything for a while and then binge on action again. Habits instead are pretty amazing. Now, I hinted about it a second ago. There are productive habits, obviously, what I'm talking about here, but there are also not so productive habits. So while we're having this dialogue, I'd love you to be thinking and noticing what habits you have. Don't get down on yourself. Don't be like, oh, I shouldn't do that, or that's a bad habit. All I want you to do is notice that some of the things you do are productive habits, and some of them are maybe not so productive. But don't chastise yourself because that just creates more frustration and throws you into the vicious spin cycle. You just want to be aware. You just want to notice when you're participating perhaps in a not productive habit. I had one for about 30 years, so I'm very familiar with not productive habits. So how do habits drive your professional and personal success? Well, it all comes down to the C word. And don't worry, it's not a profanity. It's a statement that I love to think about. Think big, start small, and be consistent. I want you to think big. I want you to dream. I want you to be a visionary. It's why you started and became a professional. It's how your passion is stimulated. So I want you to continue to think big. And I want you to start small so that you can really begin to get your teeth into things, break off a bite at a time. But ultimately, it really boils down to being consistent. If you look at any great professionals, they're consistent with the quality of work they're producing and with how they show up. Consistency is really interchangeable with the word habit. I'm really looking for you as a professional to create consistency for yourself and for your clients and customers. You'll see that it's like a magic pill. Often we're looking for a magic pill. We're looking for a hack, that hustle that's going to make us go viral. Or we're looking for a magical way to manifest $1 million. If you're looking for a magic pill, it's consistency. It's habits that will drive your thriving success. Even starting with just one habit will change how you feel and how you show up. Here's what happens when you shift. You start finishing before 5 without guilt. You take weekends off without falling behind. You feel proud, not panicked at the end of the day. You finally have the clarity to focus on your real work, not just putting out fires. And best of all, you feel like you again. Want to stop flying into your week without a plan and finally protect your time like the CEO you are? I've created a download just for you to go with this program, the Weekly Planning Pages for Busy Professionals. They're designed to help you continue to reclaim your calendar, protect your prime time, and finish your week feeling focused, not fried. Simple, strategic, built with structure and space to breathe, and to help you prioritize what matters without dropping the ball on everything else. You can download those weekly planning pages for busy professionals using the link in the show notes below or visiting my website at getitdonediva.com. You're going to be able to use those pages to begin to take ownership of all the habits that we're covering in the Habits Not Hustle series. I'll see you in the next video.